All right, let's talk about this method and why we're cutting down the foods and all that kind of stuff, and why this is going to work. What you should be expecting over the next 2 to 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and then it's kind of, I think it's going to plane out a little bit after that. The first 2 weeks are what we call calibration. Okay, so I want you, to the best of your potential, eat from the Power Foods document that hopefully you've downloaded right now and you start shopping for. The more we eat from those super clean foods, the better, because that's going to give us some really good insight about what your body's doing when you're eating. You're going to eat to your full, not over full, and don't leave the table feeling like you could still eat. But just when you're sated, that's enough for right there, okay? I don't want you to do anything crazy. We're gonna watch to see what happens. Now, I personally lost a great deal of weight during this time, mainly because I was eating like an asshole. And, I'm not making excuses, but being a business owner can be stressful sometimes. I'm on the run a lot. I have responsibilities. I would eat, I started getting a bad habit of when my son was with me on the weekends, we'd eat what kids eat. I had pizza. We had cheese quesadillas with pepperonis. We had, I'd have a waffle, sometimes with chocolate chips in it, just because that's our bonding, sharing moment. And, I would just know that the Monday and Tuesday workouts of, every time I saw my bud, it may not be the best, and I wasn't working on good energy. And then, that just slides. I have something else with high fructose corn syrup in it, or maybe instead of ordering something kind of clean from the Chinese restaurant, it was going to be the General's chicken, which is just laden with fried high fructose, MSG, all that kind of shit. So I got into some bad habits. Just cutting out sugar for me helps a great deal. A lot of other inflammation went down in my body as soon as that happened as well. That's why I lost a lot. If you're already eating quasi-clean or whatever, you're probably not going to see the results I did. Everybody's mileage is going to vary. The calibration period is really for me to start understanding what you're putting in your body and how it's reacting to it. And then after the first 2 weeks, I'm going to let you, be thinking about a food that you'd want to add that's not on the power list that you're really missing. For me, it was eggs. And specifically, I started adding egg whites back into my diet. And, we're going to see how that does. And I'm also going to, the first 2 weeks, you're going to eat to you're comfortable. The next 2 weeks, I'm going to be very specific about exactly how many carbohydrates, proteins, and fats that you're putting into yourself. You get to have some fun mixing and matching how you're going to eat, how you're going to meal prepare. And you're definitely going to be working off the Power Foods list at that point. After that, we'll keep adding some foods. When you see that a food is actually hurting you, we're going to take that out. Scientifically, I can only let you add one food a week, so it's going to take a while. After a couple weeks of diagnostics, we are going to start taking you exactly where you want to go. Okay, so if you want to shred more, great. You want to bulk up, great. Going to do that. I'm going to push proteins and carbs. We're going to be talking about fitness routines and all that kind of good stuff. So what else? That's basically it. Calibrate. Then I'm going to try and get you to a steady state, and then we can screw with you. Screw with where you want to take your body at that point, right? Modifying calories, modifying macronutrients, and going where we want to go. I mean, it's not absolute rocket science, but until you put the scientific method to this, you're just kind of guessing, right? And especially if you're using foods that can cause symptoms. So that's why we're going to go about this in a very precise, orderly manner. Hope that makes sense. Talk to you soon.